Well, the spring season is finally here, and I think we're all ready to put that cold, wet winter behind us. But we won't be the only ones out and about enjoying this good weather. Termites are actually beginning to swarm here in the tri-state. And joining us today is Kevin Pass with Action Pest Control. It's good to have you here with us.
Good to see you, Whitney.
So, okay, termites. We're talking about termites today. These are nasty. Nobody wants them in their home at all. But spring is also the start of their season for when they start to come out. Exactly.
What you see, people find out they have termites usually one or two ways, and this time of year it's the swarmers. And the termite swarmers really come out by the hundreds, maybe even thousands of them, and the winged reproductives. They're the new kings and queens looking to start a new colony.
And when you say hundreds to thousands, you're talking about in somebody's home?
Yes, and usually around a heat source, so a lot of times it's around the furnace where the furnace sits on a slab, but it could be really anywhere in the home. And usually what this means is the colony is mature enough to want to reproduce itself and produce the swarmers. So whenever you see swarmers, you've had termites for at least 3 to 5 years. It's a mature colony looking to reduce itself. Those swarmers don't feed on the wood. They're looking to mate, lay eggs, and start a new colony. So you can just literally take a vacuum cleaner and suck them up.
Easy.
Yeah, but they just keep coming out, and that swarm can last a few hours.
Okay, so what do these look like? I mean, we just saw some pictures, but you know, what are some of the things that folks need to keep in mind to know if they have these in their home? Because those actually look, and you and I were talking, those look like some of those winged ants.
They look like winged ants, and we always tell people, bring a sample in or let us come out. But if you want to try to identify them, you look at the antenna. On termites, you kind of think everything is straight. You see the picture there, I don't know which is left or right, but the termite swarmer, the antenna is straight. The ant swarmer
which is on the right,
elbowed antenna. And then if you look on the left, the termite swarmer, the wings are of equal length, where the ant, the forewing is longer than the hind wing. And then the ant has a pinched waist, kind of like a narrow waist, and the termite has a straight.
Okay, so there is a lot to look at, but are you really going to be able to see that much of a difference? Because these are tiny insects, so I mean, are you going to be able to tell, or I mean, is it probably something that you may not want to do a lot of guesswork?
Yeah, you want to confirm that, because an ant treatment's one price level. Termite treatment's a lot more involved and is a little bit more expensive. Of course, you know, we do the Termite Pest system where we kind of combine both, but you definitely want to get that confirmed.
Okay, so now they're nasty.
Yeah.
Nobody wants them around. They're ugly, but are they dangerous?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not at all, other than the damage they do to flooring, and you know, you're not going to fall through your floor overnight or something like that. But we have seen, you know, floors collapse, and we've seen significant amount of dollar damage.
Work.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we've had a pretty cold winter. Well, actually, I guess in the month of February, we've seen a lot of below average temperatures. Is that going to slow hoping here that any of their activity at all this spring?
Really, it's not, and it's hard to look at. You know, people always ask me, oh, we had a real cold winter, is that going to mean less pests? We had a real warm winter, are we going to have more pests? It's really hard to, you know, predict based on weather patterns, because it's more about when they start to emerge. You know, they can handle a harsh winter. They just go into like a hibernation state, and they're down below in the soil. But it's more about how much moisture and food is available once they start their summer cycle.
Okay, so I know that you have the termite pest, right? We'll fix them. But what can people do right now? They think, okay, maybe I've got these, maybe I don't, but I don't want them. What can I do right now to help prevent this problem?
Well, we always say you should have your house inspected once a year for termites by a professional. But the main thing you need to do is no moisture in the crawl space. Make sure your crawl space is nice and dry. Make sure you don't have any wood to ground contact. That might be stacking firewood up next to your home. Don't do that. Move it out away from the home, and make sure there's no wooden support members that actually touch the ground, because that's going to give the termites a kind of a direct highway to the wood members in the house.
And all that's really good advice. Okay, so you can find more information on Action Pest Control. You can log on to our website, news25.us. Click on the Friday Show link right there. You'll see it at the right side of your home page in the toolbox, and we can link you up to Action Pest Control's website, and you can also, of course, call. You do free consultations as well.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, Kevin, for joining us. Well, coming up next on the Friday Show, Covance is looking for a few healthy men and women to participate in a new research study. But you might be asking yourself, why should I get involved? Well, we'll take a look at what you and society both have to gain when we return.